I said apologize.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Richardson.
Sorry for what?
For thinking I was family.
Harrison Caldwell's Tesla glides silently into his Newport Beach estate's circular driveway at sunset, golden light painting the Spanish tile roof. He's carrying Florence's favorite hydrangeas, the purple ones she said reminded her of her grandmother's Detroit garden, planning to surprise her for their weekly dinner tradition. Inside, security footage shows a different story. Natalie's manicured hand twisted in Florence's silver hair, forcing the older woman's face toward the marble floor. Drop a comment and tell me, where are you watching from? Let's see how far this story reaches. And if you're already hooked, like this video so more people can see what happens next. Harrison opens the front door, smile already forming, just as Natalie's palm cracks across Florence's cheek. The sound echoes through the foyer like a gunshot. Time fractures. The briefcase slips from Harrison's grip. Hydrangeas scatter across marble, purple petals like bruises. His breath stops. The woman he married stands over the woman who raised him, and she doesn't even turn around. She doesn't know he's there. Yet.
You'll learn your place in my house. I'm sorry, Mrs. Richardson. It won't happen again.
Natalie!
She spun, face transforming instantly into a beauty pageant smile. Honey, you're home early. Your mother just had a little accident. I was helping her clean up. Florence stayed frozen on her knees, staring at the floor. Terrified, Harrison's mind raced through months of ignored signs. Florence's weight loss. Her quietness. Her flinching around Natalie. Mom, are you all right? Florence's eyes met his, wide, pleading. I'm fine, baby. Just clumsy. Don't worry about your old mama. But her voice cracked. Harrison's heart shattered. This was Florence Bennett, the night shift nurse who found him abandoned in a Detroit hospital bathroom, who worked triple shifts to afford his MIT tuition, who called him her miracle when the world called him unwanted. And his wife had her on her knees like a servant. Harrison saw the bruise on Florence's wrist. Purple-black. Days old. Harrison, sweetie, you must be exhausted, Natalie said, nails digging into his arm. Why don't you freshen up? I'll finish helping Florence. Your mom wasn't feeling well anyway. She's eating in her room tonight. Florence nodded quickly. Too quickly. Yes. Not feeling well. Every instinct screamed to confront this now. But if he did, Natalie would deny everything. Gaslight him. Cover her tracks. He needed proof. I need to make some calls, Harrison said carefully. Conference call with Tokyo got moved up. Natalie's smile widened. Of course, honey. Work always comes first. She kissed his cheek, the same lips that had spit venom at his mother seconds ago. Behind him, Natalie's voice dropped back to ice. Now finish that floor, Florence. Use your knees properly. That's what they're for. Harrison closed his office door, locked it, and opened the security app on his phone. He'd never thought he'd need cameras to see what was happening in his own home. January 15th. Natalie moving Florence's belongings from the guest suite to the basement storage room. This junk doesn't belong in family quarters. Help sleeps in the basement. March 3rd. Natalie snatching Florence's blood pressure medication, dumping it down the disposal. You don't need these. Stop being dramatic, old woman. May 12th. A dinner party. Florence in a maid's uniform, serving guests while Natalie introduced her. This is Florence, our housekeeper. June 28th. Natalie hiding Florence's glasses, filming her struggle to read prescription bottles. Can't even read anymore. Another confusion episode. July 19th. Natalie intercepting Florence's church birthday card, tearing it up. Your ghetto church friends don't care about you. August 3rd. The physical abuse began. Natalie pushed Florence into a wall. Her head struck the corner. She crumpled. Natalie stepped over her. Pathetic. Then slaps. Hair pulling. Making Florence stand in the corner for an hour as punishment for eating leftover chicken. 8 months of systematic torture while he built his empire, blind to the suffering in his own home. At 3:17 a.m., Harrison found Florence's diary hidden in her old nursing textbook. Tonight's entry. August 30th. Natalie hit me again. Harrison almost saw. I can't tell him. He's finally happy, has a family. I remember when he asked why his real mama didn't want him. Broke my heart. Now he has someone who chose him. I won't ruin that. I'll bear anything so he doesn't lose what he's always wanted. Harrison read through tears. His mother thought she was protecting him by enduring abuse. No more. Florence had spent 35 years sacrificing for him. Now it was his turn. Natalie wanted to play games? Fine. But she'd just made the biggest mistake of her life. Harrison Caldwell hadn't built a $6.3 billion pharmaceutical empire by being naive. He'd built it by being smarter and more ruthless than everyone else. And Natalie Richardson was about to learn what happened when you threaten the only person Harrison had ever truly loved. He began making calls. At 3:47 a.m., Harrison stood in Natalie's home office. Her MacBook sat open, logged in. Instagram displayed a notification. Coastal Queens group chat. He clicked. June 3rd. Natalie R. Ladies, Harrison's mother is unbearable. Always embarrassing me with her ghetto Detroit stories. I can't take it anymore. Kendall Cox. What if she needed professional care? Document the right things, and you can get her declared incompetent. Natalie R. Thinking face, tell me more. June 15th. Natalie R. I've been documenting Florence's confusion episodes. Hiding her glasses and filming her struggle. It's amazing what looks like dementia when you edit it right, face with tears of joy. Sienna Gray. You need 90 days of documentation for involuntary commitment. Natalie R. Easy. This is going to be so simple. July 29th. Natalie R. Found a doctor. Dr. Raymond Fisher in Scottsdale. He'll write whatever diagnosis you need for $15,000. Evaluation scheduled for September 2nd. Harrison will be in Boston. By the time he's back, Florence will be locked up and I can finally redecorate her ugly guest wing. Thinking home gym or glam room. Sienna Gray. Bottle with popping cork, girls trip to Cabo to celebrate? Natalie R. Absolutely. First round on me. Freedom from mother-in-law trip, face with tears of joy. August 28th. Natalie R. 5 days until freedom. Dr. Fisher has involuntary commitment papers ready. Harrison leaves September 1st. By September 3rd, Florence will be in a state facility. Once she's committed, I'll have power of attorney over her Social Security. Extra $2,100 per month for me instead of her ungrateful ass. Brittany Lank. He's going to lose his mind, grimacing face. Natalie R. Please. He'll be upset for a week, then I'll make dinner, give him attention in the bedroom, and he'll forget. Men are simple. Besides, what's he going to do? Divorce me? I'll take half his fortune. No, he'll fall in line like always. Harrison's vision blurred with rage. She'd planned everything. The documentation. The corrupt doctor. The timeline around his travel. Then he found something worse. Desktop folder. Managing difficult in-laws. A YouTube channel. Private. 47,000 subscribers. Videos of Florence. Dozens. Edited to make her look confused, difficult. Natalie's voiceovers. When your mother-in-law refuses boundaries. Signs your loved one needs professional care. Comments. You're so patient. You're a saint. Each video had ads. Revenue. Natalie had monetized his mother's abuse. Made money from her humiliation while building a brand as a compassionate caregiver. His phone buzzed. Dr. Patricia Kim, the forensic psychologist. Dr. Kim. This is systematic psychological torture designed to induce cognitive decline. Your wife is deliberately trying to break your mother's mind. This is criminal. I can testify. James Thornton, the attorney. James, we have enough for criminal charges. Elder abuse, conspiracy, fraud, false imprisonment, financial exploitation. But secure your mother first. If Natalie realizes we're onto her, she might accelerate. Marcus Webb, digital forensics. Marcus, found deleted emails with Dr. Fisher. He's done this 6 times before. Also, your wife siphoned $47,000 from Florence's care account. Plastic surgery, designer shopping, Turks and Caicos trip. Full report by noon. Harrison messaged Sister Margaret, Florence's friend. Harrison, my mother is in danger. Can she stay with you for a week? Sister Margaret, Florence is always welcome. She's safe with me. By the time Natalie woke at 8 a.m., Harrison had built a case so airtight even her father's lawyers couldn't argue out of it. She kissed his cheek. Good morning, baby. Did you sleep well? Harrison smiled. Better than I have in months. If you're furious at Natalie, hit that like button. Drop a comment. What would you do? And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens next. By noon, Harrison's downtown office had become a war room. Dr. Patricia Kim reviewed footage with clinical precision. James Thornton built legal strategy. Marcus Webb excavated digital evidence. There's something else, Marcus said, pulling up financial records. Natalie's been paying Dr. Fisher $1,500 monthly for 6 months, before the official evaluation. She's been building this for almost a year. And look at this, James added, scrolling through subpoenaed documents. Fisher lost his license in Nevada for falsifying diagnoses. 6 other families, same scheme. Wealthy people paying to institutionalize inconvenient relatives. Patricia leaned forward. Harrison, your wife's YouTube channel has 127 videos. She's been filming Florence for 18 months, before she even moved in with you. This was premeditated from the start. The door opened. A woman in her 40s entered, nervous, clutching her phone. Mr. Caldwell? I'm Brittany Lancaster. From the Coastal Queens group. Harrison tensed. You're one of them. I was, Brittany said, voice shaking. Until I saw what Natalie really is. She placed her phone on the table, opening screenshots. Natalie didn't just mock your mother. 3 months ago, I had a miscarriage. Natalie posted in the group calling me broken and useless, asking if Michael would leave me for a woman who works properly. She deleted the messages, but I saved everything. The room fell silent. When I saw what she was doing to Florence, an innocent woman who never hurt anyone, I couldn't stay silent anymore. Tears streamed down Brittany's face. What she did to me was cruel. What she's doing to your mother is evil. She handed over her phone. Here's the full archive. Deleted messages, voice notes where they laugh about their schemes, even video of Natalie bragging about training Florence like a dog. I'll testify. I'll do whatever it takes. Harrison stood, extending his hand. You're saving my mother's life. Brittany's voice broke. Then maybe I can live with myself again. Marcus downloaded the files. This changes everything. We don't just have evidence. We have a co-conspirator turning state's witness. There's one more thing, Brittany added. Natalie's brand launch party on September 1st? She's scheduled it specifically so you'd be in Boston during Florence's evaluation. She told everyone you'd never know until it was done. James smiled grimly. Perfect. We'll let her think she's won. Then we hit her when she's most exposed. Harrison drove Florence to Sister Margaret's home in San Clemente that evening. He told Natalie it was a women's church retreat. Natalie barely hid her excitement. That's wonderful. She needs time with her friends. When will she be back? Week or 2, Harrison said casually. Depends on how she's feeling. Take as long as you need, Florence. Natalie called sweetly. We'll miss you. The moment they left, Harrison saw Natalie texting the Coastal Queens. She's gone for 2 weeks. Girls, we're going out tonight. Bottle with popping cork. At Sister Margaret's cottage, Harrison sat Florence down and told her everything he'd discovered. Florence broke down. I'm so sorry, baby. I didn't want to burden you. I thought if I endured it, you'd have the family you always wanted. Harrison held her. Mom, you endured enough working 3 jobs to raise me. You'll never endure cruelty again. Not while I'm alive. Over the next 3 days, Florence gave a full statement to Patricia and James. Every incident, every humiliation, the isolation, the hunger, the deliberate destruction of her dignity. She'd make me eat standing in the pantry after cooking dinner for her friends, Florence said, voice breaking. Said I didn't deserve to sit at the table. Some nights she'd throw my food away and tell me to skip a meal. You're getting fat anyway. Even James, who'd seen everything, had tears in his eyes. One question, Mrs. Bennet, Patricia said gently. Why didn't you call the police? Or Harrison? Florence looked down. Because Harrison finally had what he'd always wanted. A wife. A family. When he was little, he'd ask me why his real mama didn't want him. Broke my heart every time. I thought Natalie choosing him meant he'd never feel unwanted again. I couldn't take that away from him. Harrison's voice was raw. Mom, Natalie didn't choose me. She chose my money. You chose me when I was nothing. You loved me when I was unwanted. That's family. Florence touched his face. You were never nothing, baby. You were always my miracle. And you're mine, Harrison said. Now let me protect you the way you protected me. For 2 weeks, Harrison played the devoted husband. He attended Natalie's brand launch planning meetings, filmed supportive content, surprised her with a $40,000 diamond bracelet. Natalie posted photos. Grateful for a husband who supports my dreams, gemstone sparkles, #powercouple. Behind the scenes, she texted Coastal Queens. Harrison suspects nothing. Fisher's ready. September 2nd, Florence gets committed. By September 3rd, I'm redecorating. Finally free. Raising hands. Meanwhile, Harrison's team worked in shadows. Marcus built a seamless video presentation. James coordinated with the DA's office. Patricia prepared expert testimony. Sister Margaret kept Florence safe. The night before the party, Natalie kissed Harrison goodbye. I can't believe tomorrow's finally here. This brand launch is everything I've worked for. Harrison smiled. You've earned this. What Natalie had actually earned was about to be delivered. September 1st. The Shore's venue in Newport Beach glittered with 500 guests. Influencers, beauty executives, brand reps, media. Livestream cameras broadcast to 50,000 viewers. The coastal queens sat front row, champagne glasses raised. Natalie took the stage in a flowing white gown, radiating practiced humility. She accepted a Crystal Award for authentic leadership in wellness. Thank you all so much. Living your truth means having the courage to be real, to show up with integrity, to treat every person with dignity. The LED screens flickered. Lights dimmed. Natalie looked confused. Technical difficulties. Harrison rose from the audience, Florence beside him in an elegant blue dress. The screens exploded with footage. Natalie slapping Florence, forcing her to scrub floors, throwing away medication, mocking her with racist slurs. You people are used to this kind of work. Your ghetto gospel music makes me sick. Just die already so I can be free. The audience gasped. Screenshots from coastal queens filled the screens. The conspiracy. The forged documents. The celebration of planned institutionalization. Then the YouTube channel, Natalie profiting from abuse. Harrison's voice cut through the chaos. My mother taught me that real beauty is how you treat people when no one's watching. Tonight, you're all watching who my wife really is. Natalie's face transformed, confusion to horror to rage. She screamed at the tech booth. But the video kept playing. Brand representatives fled. Influencers filmed their shocked reactions, already distancing themselves. A DA investigator approached the stage. James served divorce papers. Florence received a standing ovation. Natalie collapsed to her knees, mascara streaming, as cameras captured every moment. Living your truth, indeed. If you want justice for Florence, smash that like button and subscribe. Drop a like if Natalie got what she deserved. What should happen to the coastal queens? Within 48 hours, Natalie's world burned. Every brand partnership terminated. Criminal charges filed. Elder abuse, conspiracy to commit fraud, false imprisonment, financial exploitation. The coastal queens deleted their group. 3 members faced their own investigations. Brittany's testimony provided additional evidence of financial fraud. Natalie's social media lost 200,000 followers overnight. Her accounts flooded with condemnation. Dr. Fisher lost his Arizona license, faced federal charges for medical fraud across 6 states. Natalie's attorney negotiated a plea. Public apology, $250,000 restitution to Florence, 5 years probation, 2,000 hours community service in elder care facilities, mandatory counseling, permanent restraining order. Her Wikipedia page permanently led with elder abuse scandal. 18 months later, Florence stood at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel podium for the Healthcare Dignity Initiative Gala. She wore royal blue, silver hair styled elegantly. 800 attendees. Former colleagues, church members, patients she'd saved, elder rights advocates. She spoke about invisible abuse, the vulnerability of elderly Black women, the duty to protect those who protected us. The governor presented her with the Humanitarian Service Award. Harrison watched from the front row, tears streaming. After the ceremony, they drove home together. In the mansion kitchen, where Florence had once been forced to eat standing, they made Sunday dinner, fried chicken, collard greens, cornbread. Florence hummed, his eye is on the sparrow. Harrison chopped onions. No cameras. No performance. No cruelty. Just family. Florence looked at her son. You know what real wealth is, baby? Harrison smiled. Yeah, Mom. I finally do. Down the coast in a rented condo, Natalie sat alone scrolling through articles about her scandal. Phone silent. Influence gone. Learning too late that some betrayals can never be redeemed. But in that warm kitchen, mother and son laughed together, their bond unbreakable. Forged not by blood, but by choice, sacrifice, and love that endured. The end.